Hey everyone, imagine you're standing at a wedding reception, the lights are low, the dance floor is buzzing, and you pull out a camera hoping to capture that perfect moment. You've probably felt that tug of doubt: does this new mirrorless system actually deliver in those tricky lighting situations, or am I just paying for hype? If you're feeling that hesitation, you're not alone. I've been digging through specs, watching dozens of sample videos, and scrolling through forums where photographers argue about autofocus speed and low-light performance. The link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon, but before you decide to add the OM System OM5 Mark II bundle to your cart, let's walk through what this camera actually does for you and where it might fall short. First off, the biggest question people have about any mirrorless upgrade is whether the autofocus actually tracks moving subjects without hunting. The OM5 Mark II uses a fast phase detect system that, according to the manufacturer's testing, locks onto subjects in under a second even when they're shifting across the frame. In practice, that means you can follow a child running across a park or a street performer in a dimly lit venue and still get a clean, sharp still. The speed is noticeable compared to lower-end mirrorless models that tend to lag or lose focus when the subject changes direction suddenly. If you're the type who likes to shoot events, sports, or any spontaneous action, that confidence in autofocus can be a game-changer. Low-light performance is another area where a lot of entry-level mirrorless cameras stumble. The OM5 Mark II boasts a sensor that handles high ISO values with surprisingly little noise, allowing you to shoot at ISO 3200 and still retain detail in shadows. Real-world tests from users on photography forums show that night street scenes retain color fidelity, and indoor portraits maintain natural skin tones without the orange cast you sometimes see on cheaper bodies. This makes the camera practical for those who don't want to lug around a flash for everyday shoot-and-go moments. If you're the kind of photographer who enjoys cityscapes after dark or candlelit dinner parties, the sensor's behavior will likely meet your expectations. Now, because the bundle includes 5 items, presumably a couple of lenses, a battery, a strap, and maybe a small tripod or memory card, the price point feels more justified than a bare body. The included lenses cover a versatile range, from a wide-angle ideal for landscapes to a standard prime that's great for portraits. Having those right in the box saves you the trial-and-error of matching lenses to the system later on. The compact design of the body also means it's easy to carry all those accessories without feeling like you're shouldering a DSLR. For travel photographers or vloggers who need a lightweight setup, the reduced bulk helps keep you mobile while still delivering high-resolution stills and unlimited 4K video. Speaking of video, the unlimited 4K video claim is a bit of a double-edged sword. On the plus side, you can record as long as your storage lasts, which is fantastic for content creators who need to capture events in real time without worrying about a 30-minute cutoff. However, unlimited recording puts a heavier load on the battery and heat management. In practice, you'll notice the camera warming up after about an hour of continuous 4K capture, which can lead to the device throttling frame rates to stay cool. If you plan to do long-form video work, think documentaries or full-day streaming, you'll want an extra spare battery or an external power solution to stay safe. For casual 4K shooters who capture short clips or a day's worth of highlights, the unlimited aspect is more of a convenience than a necessity. Battery life is another practical concern, especially for creators who spend a full day shooting. The OM5 Mark II uses a newer generation battery that offers roughly 450 shots per charge in still image mode. That's a decent number, but when you start mixing in video, live streaming, and frequent use of the electronic viewfinder, the drain accelerates. Users have reported swapping batteries once during a half-day event and still having enough juice to finish out the evening. For hobbyists who shoot a few hours at a time, one battery is usually sufficient. But if you're a professional wedding photographer or a content creator who needs to stay on the go for 8 hours, budgeting for a second battery is wise. Menu navigation on mirrorless cameras can feel like a maze, especially for beginners. The OM5 Mark II keeps the menu hierarchy relatively shallow, with most frequently used settings accessible via quick dial buttons on the top plate. That means you won't spend 5 minutes hunting for ISO or white balance when you're in the middle of a shoot. However, the deeper settings like custom focus points or advanced video profiles still require diving into submenu layers, which can be a hurdle if you're new to the system. The learning curve isn't steep, but it does reward users who are comfortable spending a little time customizing their workflow. If you're trying to decide whether the OM5 Mark II is for you, think about where you sit on the hobby to professional spectrum.